Hello, everyone. And crypto is just getting more bullish. Presidential nominee and Vice President Kamala Harris said something else bullish about crypto. That's right. And she vowed to keep US dominant in blockchain. Obviously, there's not very much specifics, but then it's about the same as basically Trump saying that we're going to be number one in crypto. But Harris did actually lump blockchain in, not specifically crypto, but and digital assets. But she lumped blockchain in with AI and a bunch of new emerging technologies, saying that it is one of the technologies that they would invest in. So Vice President Kamala Harris said Wednesday during a speech at the Economic Club of Pittsburgh that blockchain, AI, and other emerging technologies will be a key part of her administration if elected president in November. So she is going to invest in these technologies. How much money? We don't really know. Obviously, they want to create jobs in these new sectors. And this is the wave of the future. So she said, we will invest in biomanufacturing and aerospace, remain dominant in AI and quantum computing, blockchain, and other emerging technologies. So it's in the bucket of technologies that she's going to invest in her administration. I think it'll be much more friendly towards crypto than the previous administration. So the next generation of breakthroughs, from advanced batteries to geothermal to advanced nuclear, are not just invented but built here in America by American workers. So I don't think she's going to get in the way of more mining facilities actually being built in the United States. And I think a lot of those are going to be like solar powered or something else, but she is going to help facilitate building of those technologies. This is the first known instance that Harris has publicly commented on blockchain or cryptocurrency during her political career, but that's really not true because she did comment on September 22nd, and she said she would be she would be pretty good to the industry overall there. So, Van Eck has actually stepped in saying like they don't think a Harris administration will actually be bad for crypto. They think it would actually be good for crypto, although it wouldn't have the initial pump that Trump would if he actually won the election for crypto. So she was courting donors, so obviously she has to say like nice things about the industry. But overall, like she's not really going to turn back on those donors either because they have a lot of money and they could really funnel money into her opponents next time. So she is very, very wary of what she's doing in terms of the major donors. She also emphasized the importance of leading the world in the industries of future and making sure that America, not China, wins the competition for the 21st century. Not too hard to beat China right now because it's still kind of banned there. Even though a lot of the hash rate power is actually gathered in the Chinese pool, I think America is like taking a bite into it, getting 40% of the pie as well. Despite consisting of a single word, Harris's overture to the crypto industry is certainly notable. In the last several months, pro-crypto lobby groups have poured hundreds of millions of dollars into the 2024 election in an attempt to secure the industry's legal status and regulatory crackdown by President Joe Biden's administration. And the thing is, like, people have actually noticed that. You see, like, Warren's anti-crypto allies getting primaried, and you see, like, even though they're investing in both Republican and Democratic nominations in the primaries, they're basically investing and supporting people that are pro-crypto. So you see, like, anti-crypto being beaten out by crypto money. While former President Donald Trump has jumped with both feet into crypto to the extent that he is now launching his own decentralized finance platform. And actually, I think most people see that as a grift and a scam. So a lot of crypto people have actually been kind of turned off by him actually launching some crappy DeFi token. However, Harris is trying to convince people that she's going to pivot from Biden's crypto hostile stance or attempt to pivot. In mentioning only blockchain briefly and also crucially saying that the United States will remain strong in the sector, Harris appeared to be walking the same delicate line she was navigated elsewhere in her upstart presidential campaign before forging policy positions distinct from the Biden's and not appearing to criticize his leadership. So I think she's trying to like ease Biden on his way out and also like trying to tell people that she's not going to be hostile towards cryptocurrencies by saying that she's going to invest in these industries. Still pretty good news, and I think like Van Eck and a couple of others have said like it probably doesn't matter too much who's president, and the economic plan that she has with crypto is going to be pretty good. So encouraging innovative technologies like AI and digital assets, very, very cool. And of course, still going to protect the consumers and investors. We'll see what comes of that. A major Coinbase Backed project has actually gotten hacked. I don't think people are actually lost money from this, but it's called Trueflation. They've confirmed hack, and they've lost about $5 million. Just another run-of-the-mill crypto hack. And no, Coinbase itself has not been hacked. That's very good news. Trueflation's team said that no customer funds were stolen in the security breach. Blockchain-based inflation data platform Trueflation, which tells you the true inflation of things, confirmed it suffered a malware attack. Its malware attacks have inflated, with blockchain analysts estimated it lost up to $5.2 million. Not a huge loss. The Trueflation team detected some abnormal activity. An attacker launched an attack using malware, the project said in the September 25 X post. Trueflation added it was monitoring the incident and is taking measures to protect funds while working with leading industry partners and law enforcement. And no, I do not think this was an inside job. The customer funds weren't lost. It's just the company money that was actually lost. The project was backed by Coinbase Ventures, Chainlink, and others, but it does not actually affect those projects. And is also trying to contact the hacker and is open to negotiating. So I think the hacker is definitely black hat and he's going to want a lot, but they might actually give him 5-10% of what was hacked in exchange for the funds back. Their Trueflation thing on Twitter on September 25th, 2024, the Trueflation team detected some abnormal activity. An attacker launched an attack using malware. We are currently monitoring the situation and are taking measures to protect funds while we are investigating and working with law enforcement. The Trueflation team is actively working with leading industry partners to further clarify the incident and will continue to try to contact the attacker to recover the assets. Staking is unavailable at this time and there is limited liquidity on DEXs. Should the hackers decide to negotiate, please contact blah, blah, blah. We will continue to keep you updated and we are offering to reward any white hats offering assistance. So obviously, if anyone has information on who the hacker is, you can offer assistance for a reward. 5.23 million was lost, and from Trueflation's treasury, multi-signature, and personal wallets on Ethereum, while around 100,000 was lost on 7 other chains, according to blockchain sleuth Zax XBT. But it is mainly Trueflation. A separate assessment by Blockchain Security Cybers found that Trueflation lost $4.95 million, so around $5 million, give or take. They lost roughly 3.89 million in Trueflation or TRUF, 1.07 million in Ether, and 236,000 in DAI. So that's what was stolen from the team's Ethereum wallets. But your customer funds were not impacted. So if you're invested in this, it should not affect you. And I think you are still completely whole. But that is the deal with Trueflation. Some institutions are actually experimenting with Bitcoin-backed lending experiments. So kind of a weird thing. Lower interest rates and accelerating crypto adoption are spurring more financial institutions to try Bitcoin-backed lending. So the lending market might actually get really, really big next time. So essentially, the lower interest rates, we've cut interest rates, and I think as they cut lower and lower, more and more financial institutions are basically more and more institutions are definitely trying out crypto lending, and this could be a sector that grows really, really big. Financial institutions are foraying into Bitcoin-backed lending as Bitcoin adoption gains steam among investment managers and fiat interest rates tighten. So, interest rates were 5.25 to 5.5. Now they're 4.75 to 5, and it's going to come down 50 more basis points this year. And they know it's probably going to come down 100, 150 basis points next year. So that's what they're looking at. Institutional investors have poured billions of dollars into spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETF, since January, when U.S. regulators cleared them for trading. Major institutions are now going beyond ETFs to focus on Bitcoin-backed lending. LDN processed 1.16 billion in cryptocurrency loans in the first half of 2024, largely on behalf of financial institutions. So they're going to experiment with this. This is another sector where these financial institutions see they can actually make money with lending and interest, so they're not going to be left out of it. The interest rate is quite high, from 11.4 to 13.4, depending on the type of loan, according to Lendin's website. With its lower cost loans, LEDN lends out the Bitcoin collateral itself or for additional yield, introducing credit risk for borrowers, the website said. So kind of like a new thing. Bitcoin-backed loans are denominated in fiat currency, but collateralized with BTC. And of course, since the price of BTC varies, your collateral could actually halve or double within a very short amount of time. So there is a lot of volatility and risk. And I didn't really think big financial institutions would really look at it anytime soon, but it looks like they're getting very, very greedy because the Bitcoin lending market comprises of around 8.5 billion right now, but it's going to be on track to grow to 45 billion by 2030. So there is billions of dollars in this, and when there's billions of dollars in any industry, the big dogs really want in on it. So this could actually be like an area to look at. If other like loaning protocols are coming up, you might want to check to see if like any big banks or financial institutions are interested in working with them. And if they are, that might be a signal that that specific coin is going to moon. So Hamster Combat has actually come out with a roadmap, and it's a very interesting roadmap because Hamster Combat, if this roadmap works, it's going to last a lot longer than Axie Infinity. Yes, the vast majority of the airdrop is going to be dropped, essentially now, in like tomorrow, basically. Only a small part of it is vested, but here's the thing. Hamster Combat is going to act like Binance. They're actually going to use the money they make from Hamster Combat, however they make it. They're going to buy back the Hamster Combat coins off the market and then redistribute them as rewards continuously to players. So there will be continuous rewards if it actually works out. And of course, it's going to have paying features for Hamster Combat. But it's not only for Hamster Combat. They're letting third-party developers kind of piggyback onto this platform, which I think is going to be really cool. And they're going to add like new things to it. They are actually going to make this a full ecosystem, and it's going to be like World of Hamstercraft sooner or later, rather than just Hamster Combat. So this could actually be like the first real big thing in GameFi, because GameFi, let's face it, has been kind of like bleh in terms of crypto. So on September 25th, the team behind Web3 Game revealed a new roadmap detailing its plans for the last quarter of 2024 and 2025. Hamster Combat said that its remaining plans for 2024 include integrating external payment systems, launching new games within the Hamster ecosystem, and integrating non-fungible tokens as in-game assets. The Hamster Combat team told Cointelegraph it is in a unique position because it has players and industry developers to create a Web3 gaming platform. The team also said it has this technology and experience that make things easier for game developers. So after its first release, Hamster Combat quickly attracted millions of gamers. The clicker game went viral, attracting 239 million users in its first 81 days. Since then, the game has already onboarded over 300 million users. So the timeline goes as follows. October of 2024, Season 2 of Hamster Combat begins. Rapid expansion of the game library with new files and new titles. Integration of external payment systems for on-ramp right in the game. So the pay features will actually come in October. November of 2024, launching of PWA for iOS, Android, and desktop. So I'll be able to play Hamster Combat, and I probably will play it. I don't know if I'm going to actually integrate my wallet, but I'll be able to see what the hamster craze is. Publishing of the first cohort of games built by external developers within Hamster Combat. So there's going to be mini games within Hamster Combat, and it's going to be third-party developers. So if you're an up-and-coming GameFi developer and you want to click on a hamster, check that out. In December, they're going to launch a dedicated ad network that will be used by games in the Hamster ecosystem. So essentially, that's part of the way they're going to make money with an ad network. And Season 2 adds clans that are deeply integrated in the game's mechanics. So they'll have hamster clans. So it's going to be a fully integrated game, and it's going to be pretty big. I think it could possibly be the first big crypto gaming project. So Hamster Combat, check it out. And last of all, I want to mention that Bitcoin does have a golden cross. That's when the 50 MA crossed the 200 MA. And that is generally a lagging indicator. And it's a lagging indicator of like that we're actually going up. Now, it's not so much lagging right now at this point because we really haven't gone up all that much since then. So I do believe we're probably going to turn bullish at this point. And that's not really because of this indicator. I don't really care about the indicator. I mean, I think this indicator is just telling you what we already know. The interest rates are coming down. The economy is still pretty good. And crypto is entering that last stage of its cycle where we go parabolic. And plus, like, you see the stats that both shrimps, crabs, whales, and sharks for Bitcoin are accumulating, and exchange reserves are getting lower and lower. And because of that, it is very likely that we get a big bull run within the next couple of months. Now, one of you asked me, like, exchanges still have 2 million Bitcoin on their system. How is that going to result in an exchange squeeze? Let me remind you that not all exchanges aren't all pulled together. and no one exchange has more than maybe 10-15% of the supply, with Binance by far being the largest. So, with that 2 million Bitcoin spread across, hundreds of exchanges, each one doesn't have that much. So there'll be plenty of exchanges that don't have enough Bitcoin when people want to buy, and that will cause the price of Bitcoin to actually be bid up significantly. So that's kind of like that golden cross thing. I don't think it's mainly because of the golden cross that we get a positive signal, but it is indeed because we have all these other bullish factors and sectors, and the economy is pretty good with the interest rates going down. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.